Well, shit, we're back at her again, boys and girls. So, got some more parts in. Last time you saw her, we'll go over those and discuss course of action later. So first of all, we got us the rear tank. She's a plastic dealio, but won't let that get me down. Made in Dubuque, Iowa. Fucking mint. So, basically buying locally, which I support 100%. But this way the back tank won't rust. She's pretty good, pretty sturdy, not bad. Then we got us the front tank. This guy's made in Canada. Nice. So this is the old front tank, and this is the new front tank. Also got hardware for that. Straps for the front, and our locking ring and O-ring, which just fell on the fucking ground. No big deal. So the thing about the front tank is, obviously being steel and all, it's gonna have to get undercoated. Originally they didn't coat these, obviously, because reasons, but I am gonna buff this up a little bit and give her a nice ceramic undercoating. That way I don't have to deal with rust for the foreseeable future, at least within the lifetime that I have this truck. So that's good. So down here we got the replacement filler neck. I hope you can see it through the packaging. I still ain't unraveled this guy yet, but that's the replacement for this guy right here. Obviously the inner tube, well, I can't do this with one hand, but basically this guy disconnected from the inside while I was trying to fiddle fuck it off of there. So yeah, I had to get a replacement for that. Plus it's rusty as fuck anyway, so might as well. This was like fucking $80, and I spent 2 weeks fucking waiting for that. That was fun. But we got that shitiated and should be good to go there. I've also got replacement pickup screen to replace on this guy right here. Yeah, this thing's just fucked. Look at that. Pulled right off of there. This is all rotted. Just cracked to shit. So that's gonna be a replacement for that. The fuel sending unit, I'm actually not gonna replace on that. I'm simply just gonna knock the rust off of this and all the greasy fucking shit that's on there, and then give it some rust converter, and I might give it some ceramic undercoating after the rust converter. Who knows? I'm a crazy motherfucker. And we also got some stainless line to replace the fuel lines that are up under, riding inside the frame. So yeah, this shit right here, that's stainless. This is 5/16. I did get 1/4 inch the first go around, and that wasn't fucking the right size, so yeah, I kind of fucked myself on that one, but that's alright. We're also replacing the seal grommet, what for this guy right here. That's the vent, and yeah, that's the part number, in case you're wondering. I did get replacement vent dealios there. Unfortunately, let me pull one out. So yeah, this is the replacement vent valve dealio. So it's basically a check valve. So when you have a pressure differential in your tank, it vents that. The old one is vastly superior to this one. This one's really fucking chintzy. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna clean this up on both tanks and reuse them if at all possible. Plus I won't be having to, you know, deal with changing the hose out on that, which I initially thought I was going to do, but I'm not. I'm just going to reuse them. They're good. Not a total loss. I mean, these were both like a combined total of like 10 bucks. So I'm not really out a whole lot on that deal. But it is kind of disappointing to see that newly made parts for these trucks are just fucking, yeah, they're there's just some about it just doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna be reusing those, no big deal. And I also got some new rubber to act as you know, tank strap material, what for making sure the tank straps don't rub up against the, you know, it's not steel on steel. And I'm also going to be putting some weather strip shit on there to keep those stuck to the straps. I am going to have to cut this off so that it fits, but that's no big deal. But yeah, other than those few parts there, I pretty much got everything I need to get this cocksucker done. Minus a few odds and ends, but you know, I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get there. I'm missing like some flange nuts and bolts to hold the straps and the skid plates up. Again, I'm just gonna do that when I get to it. But I think course of action now is crawl up under this old gal here, and I'm gonna pull the steel fuel lines out from the frame, and I'm gonna get them measured up. We're gonna cut some of this steel line off and straighten it and bend it into the rough shape of what the stock fuel lines are. So I think we'll get up under there and see what I got to work with. I am going to try to make this as comprehensive as I can, by the way. Obviously, you know, I'm a one-man deal and I'm doing this all on my own, so it's going to be a little bit fucky, so, you know, bear with me. But I am hoping to do a lot more work than rambling. Well, I pretty much have to out of necessity. Fucking goddamn sirens, man. I swear to God, it's like fucking every single day, multiple times a day, is just fucking cops rolling around in here. Ever since we got fucking minorities moving in here and shit. Well, I guess we do have a lot of old people around here dying and having heart attacks, so, yeah, I guess that accounts for something. Anyway, no rambling. Or at least, not a whole lot of it. Let's get the fuck up under there and see what we got. Alright, yep, so this is what I got to work with here. Obviously, this is facing the rear end. And, that's our selector valve. So, I gotta replace all the lines going from here and, whoops, all the way back there, somewhere thereabouts. So I'm gonna mark the top line with a zip tie and get it off of the hold down clamps. Gotta figure out how those work, and then I'm gonna pull those out and I'll report back to you once I do that. Or maybe I'll just take you along for the fucking journey. Let's see. So I think I'm gonna wedge or screwdriver in like that. I hope. I don't want to break these. Come on. There we go. Okay. Probably gotta pry those out. I'm probably gonna need a pry bar. So I'm gonna pop those out. Those are kind of pressed into there. Okay. The old Mac tools pry bar that I spent probably fucking $150 on. Knowing me. Come on. Okay, there's one, and there we go. Okay. Alright, well, that wasn't so bad. Okay. Alright. There's the other. Oh, I got diesel on me now. I think I got like one or two more clamps on that end to contend with. Let's get those. Fuck. Oh, ooh. Easy, baby. And then there's the last one. So we got one more clamp. You might be able to see it back in there. Come on. Alright. Alright. So, both these lines are now, as far as I can tell, completely free. So, going to mark which one is which, again with the zip tie, and then I think all I have to do now is unhook it from the selector valve. So in order to do that, so this side locks this fitting onto the nipple there. So what you do, you push in with a screwdriver, and then you just pull that out, and then you can just slide this fitting right off of there. Of course, it's easier said than done, and I'm not gonna record that shit because that's gonna be fucking painful, but hopefully you get the idea. Bring it back. Well, it's a damn good thing I didn't have the camera on while I was pulling these little shits off of there. Only spilled like, you know, a fucking gallon of diesel, and it all drizzled down my arm. And of course I had a big fucking puddle splash right in front of where the camera would have been if I was recording that. But yeah, that was a good fucking idea. But regardless, so I did get them out, no big deal. So this guy is the top line. I found out that this is the return line, and you can tell the return line from the supply line because instead of having a black clip, the return line will have a gray or a white clip on the fitting that goes into the tank, and obviously this one's the black one. So so now I gotta measure out roughly how much line I'm gonna need for each one of these. Luckily they're pretty straightforward, pun intended. They're gonna need about, oh, I don't know, 5.5 foot for each individual line. I think I got 20 foot, so we're good on that one. So I'll measure out 6 foot worth of stainless line and just start from one end and then work my way back to the other, to this end, and whatever's left I'll just cut it off. One thing that's important to know is that the line that I make isn't going to have the crimp that you normally find on the factory Ford lines. So I'm going to end up having to hose clamp the new rubber lines onto the stainless lines, which ain't a big deal. It's just, you know, one of those things. But I did find the pinhole, or where it started flaking off there. So that's where our leak there came into play. Well, it's good I'm doing this now, so I'm going to measure out 6 foot of the stainless line. And do this up. Now, being that this shit comes in a big coil, I mean, obviously they're not going to pack 20 foot of it into a fucking tube straight along. What I'm going to have to do is bend this out at whatever length that I need, and then you take this fleshlight looking tool here. This is a tubing straightener, and this was not fucking cheap. This is like fucking $100. Yeah, it was not fucking cheap. But this is the best tool. If you are going to straighten lines, this is the fucking way to go. I know there's a bench top mounted deal for straightening tubing. And that's even more fucking expensive because that has fucking replaceable guide wheels. These guys right here. Unfortunately, this is a dedicated 5/16 OD straightening tool, so if you need one for 1/4 inch, you're also going to have to get another one of these for 1/4 inch, and that's also $100. So I done reckon I'm going to set you guys up in the old tripod and get to measuring this shit out and jack it off with the fucking straightener, and then we'll cut it off and start bending, I guess. Well, both of these lines ended up about as straight as Elton John on a Friday night, but that's all. It's all straighter I feel like getting her, at least for right now. So now what I gotta do is match these to these. That's gonna be a fucking challenge. And yeah, I just honestly, I kind of don't feel it right now. Come back when you know, I actually do feel like it, which might be tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm kind of out of steam tonight. I got other shit to do. Got shit to take care of. Got fucking laundry to take care of. But you know, it's no big deal. I'm covered in fucking dust and diesel fuel once again. Repping the fucking Dickies Coveys. You gotta get you a pair of these. If you're working on fucking trucks and cars all the time and, you know, you're just tired of fucking going through t-shirts and fucking blue jeans, this is the way to go, man. This is fucking great. Just a one-piece deal. Keeps all the shit off of you. You don't have to deal with, you know, some shit catching on the fucking belt loops and shit. Fucking mint. Love that. Anyway. Come back here probably tomorrow night and get these bent up to look like that, or at least some kind of semblance of that. And right now, well, I'm just going to pack her up and get right the fuck back at her. Turn off all the fucking out. There's no way that's going to make it into the video uncensored. Alright, well, progress report. So, we now have fuel lines made up, and I set up this little jig here, what with this line clamp here. I had to give her a couple wraps of electrical tape so she'll fit in there. Basically what I did was, I went along with the 6 foot length, which was way more than what I needed, but she worked. Just cut off the excess. I didn't video it because it took me like 3 hours to make the both of these. This one's going to be a half a piece. Well, long story short, I kind of shit-canned the rest of that line, and I wasn't fixing to make a fucking another one. So, yeah. So that's going to be a half piece, and I'm just going to run some fucking line rubber fuel line from that end to the tank. It'll be fine. You don't need to worry about having fucking steel lines all the way to the back. But I did get her about as close as I could get her with the equipment that I have, which, by the way, this fucking goddamn Amazon special fucking piece of shit. What's wrong with this picture? Okay, this is a bending tool, right? I don't think it's supposed to fucking touch there. Yeah, well, that's a fucking ordeal, isn't it? Whoa, radical. Fucking junk. Anyway, you know it's not junk. That shit right there. So, we're gonna dial these cocksuckers. You know, that's the cocksucker there. And then we'll plan on, you know, what we're gonna do tubing wise. I have a rough idea of what I'm gonna do, and I think it'll fucking work. Well, boys, I think we made out not too bad. So I got both the lines installed back into the clamps and the frame, and of course they both terminate right there. Those are going to go back into the selector valve with rubber line. And of course the one goes all the way back there, just like the factory ones. And yeah, they fucking worked out pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed. This one I cut off right here. Yeah, get you in the light. So that's kind of free balling a little bit, but that's all right. I'll just run some rubber line from this guy, and then take her back. Yep, get the light over there. Take her back around the frame and cut it off. Actually, no, I won't cut it off. That one will continue and then go back up into the rear tank, just like the stock line would, except it's just going to be all rubber line. And then I'll zip tie it to both of the clamps to you know, make it look nice and clean. I think that's the new word, clean, aesthetic. What other terms like car channel faggots using? Anyway, yeah, that's what I got going on right now, so that's good. I am gonna have to put some rubber line. This part right here is rubbing up against the frame, so what I'm gonna do is take some of that 5/16 line that I got, cut a little chunk of it off, and then use that, wrap that over there, and use that as like a insulator. You know, keep it from vibrating a hole, and you know, them won't be back at square one with fucking pinholes in the line. So fuck yeah, that's woo. Yeah, that makes me real happy to see that. This was the part that I was dreading the most, the fitting the lines back into the frame. If I didn't fuck up this line with that shitty bending tool, then I would have had it going all the way back there too, and it would have looked mostly stock minus the fucking minus the hardware store bought fuel line. But that's gonna work pretty good either which way, even with the fucking hardware store fuel line. It's gonna work pretty fucking mint, and so that's great. Additionally, Santa Claus came early this season. Oh, and oh, you want to see what my fucking address is? Anywho, let's show you what I got going on in here. Oh, fuck yeah. So I'm gonna be undercoating the ever-living fuck out of the... I got the skid plates to coat for the front and rear tanks. I've got the front tank. I'm gonna wet sand that, give her a nice cleanup, and then prime it and do all that shit. So we got some Eastwood fucking 2X epoxy primer. I think I got 3 cans of this. This is basically the painting prep. Yeah. So it's like acetone in a can. You just spray it on all your shit before you, you know, go to fucking paint on it and shit. And I got, let's see, did I only get 1 can of the primer? That's the prep. Let's see. Yeah, I got 1 can of primer, and I got 2 cans of the 2K chassis black. This is some really good shit. I've used this on another project, and several years later, it's still holding up against the Iowa fucking salt and sand that goes on the road in the winter time. And yeah, I got 2 cans of the black because I plan on doing 2 coats on pretty much everything. Oh, and this is the rust encapsulator. You basically apply this over raw rust, and that shit'll take care of that. It'll create a really strong bond. And yeah, obviously, I don't know if you can see the oh, my fan just shut off. Fucking must have run out of battery. Anyway, but yeah, this is one of the skid plates, and there's just a bunch of fucking soot from the leaking exhaust. 7.3 oil and fucking diesel that's been leaking out over the years. That's coating this thing, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of prep work. First, what I'm gonna do is give her a nice scrubbing with some purple power, and then I'm going to do a really quick sand on these. And then I'm gonna power wash these with a green tip, and then let them dry up. Put the rust encapsulator on here, and then prime it, and then give it with the 2K ceramic fucking undercoat spray. And this is gonna be a lot of fucking work. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of tedious fucking scrubbing and fucking sanding and such. And then I gotta wait for the fucking paint to dry and all the coats. And I also forgot that I'm gonna clean these up. I'm gonna reuse both sending units. Initially I thought I was gonna get new ones, but they're working, so there's no real reason to fucking get rid of those. Just I'm gonna give these a nice cleaning up if I can. They don't look too terribly bad. It's just coated in a bunch of fucking gravel dust and diesel. So give these cleaning. Coat this in the rust encapsulator. I don't think I'm gonna coat this with the fucking ceramic undercoat. But yep, I'm gonna reuse those. Drill a hole in that and dump it into the fucking other bit of the leftover diesel. We also got some new fucking hardware, what for reinstallating the tanks and the straps and everything else, so that's going to be good to go. But I think at this point I'm just going to wrap it up for the night, catch some Z's if I can. I got a lot of fucking work to do, and hopefully I can get it done in a 1-day time frame, so that way I can get this fucking thing back on the road. Oh, we also got to change the fuel filter too, and I'll demonstrate that. Let's see, what else? I think that's pretty much it. Yep, I'm packing it up. See you guys tomorrow. Mint. Yeah, that was a fucking disaster. Well, no, it wasn't a disaster. These things were just fucking greasy. Like, I wish you could have seen how much fucking shit that fucking took off of these and how much shit's still trapped in here. But that's alright. That's what the rust converter's for. So, get that fucking slather on here. Also got this cocksucker scratched up and ready to fucking put some fucking paint prep on here. There's a little bit greasy what from being fucking packed into a cardboard box, so I'm just gonna wipe it off, and then while I'm waiting for that shit to, you know, sort of clear up, I'm gonna mix up that can of rust converter and the encapsulator, fucking spread that on there, and give you a fucking time-lapse view of that. So let's go. Well, we're several hours into this whole fucking ordeal. So my camera battery died about halfway through getting all this shit set up. I mean, I did film several hours worth of fucking other shit, so who'd have thunk. So I got the primer on the tank, got the rust converter on all three of the skid plates. So I think it's only appropriate. Get the fucking undercoating on all these guys, and let's get the fucking painting. Alright, well, I have all the shit in the backyard drying off and such. I gave this guy a little rattle bomb. So this is the back tank. That's the plastic one. This is the first time I've ever had to deal with one of these. This is Well, if you've never dealt with this either, it's a learning experience for both of us. And what they have is this outer ring that pushes on the sending unit. So the way this all goes together, and of course they give you a little instruction slip on the back there so you can figure out what the fuck you're doing. But what you do is when you get the tank, you undo each one of these self-tappers, and then you pull off each and every one of these galvanized tabs. It looks really cheesy, but I mean, it for all the world seems to fucking work. Anyway, you pull all these tabs off, pull the ring off, and you separate the black O-ring. You get your sending unit ready. You drop in the O-ring. Then you put your sending unit on top of that. Now I had a little bit of a problem trying to fit the sending unit in here because there are these two tabs right there and right there, and I had to bend both of those in with a pair of channel locks. But once you bend, you give them a little bit of a bend inwards, and it should just drop right in. I did see an Amazon review where the guy was complaining that, like, you know, he couldn't get the sending unit in and he had to RTV the fucking ring on. That's not what you want to fucking do. Yeah, he was complaining that, you know, he put it in there and that it was leaking and such. Which, granted, this tank should already come slotted for those notches in the bottom of the sending unit so it can fit right in there and be clocked correctly like this is. But for some reason it just doesn't have that. All you have to do is bend those tabs in. You ain't gonna hurt nothing by doing that. But yeah, he put fucking RTV in between the O-ring and the sending unit, and then more RTV between the sending unit and what would normally be the lock ring, and that's kind of not what you fucking do. RTV does not hold up against fuel, at least for an extended period of time. That's not something you want to do. But anyway, O-ring, sending unit, and then you want to put your outer ring on, the locking ring, and then put all your tabs on here. These tabs hold the locking ring on. And don't feel bad about, you know, putting self-tappers in plastic. It's made like this for a reason. It does fucking work. Again, I was skeptical at first, but now, like, this thing's solid. She's sealed up, and she ain't fucking going nowhere. So that's how you do this. Again, really weird, but hey, if it looks stupid but it works, it ain't fucking stupid, right? So let's continue on. Well, boys, tanks are ready to go. Oh fuck, I still gotta put the filler neck on that. No biggie, we got on that. This one's basically set and ready to rock. So the only thing really left to do is to get the fucking fuel lines in the frame set up to go for when I install the tanks. I think I'm going to install the back one first and then get that plumbed up and then get the front one ready to go and then get that one installed. This one's going to be the real pain in the ass. And once again, for the millionth time, I ain't looking forward to it. It seems to be a common thing. Not looking forward to this. Oh, it's going to be painful. Take a drink for every time I said it's going to be fucking painful. Bet you you'll die of alcohol poisoning. Just fucking shit everywhere, though. I really need to clean it up in here. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to clean it up until we're done. But, I'm running out of steam. I'm been doing this for well over 12 hours now between all the painting and getting the shit all together. I'm fucking tired and packing it up for the night. I didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted to, but, you know, that's just one of those things that you encounter. You always want to assume that the actual time involved in doing all this stupid shit is going to be double what you expect it's going to take, because in reality that's just what fucking happens. It's the way she goes. So, yep, that's it for tonight. I'm fucking going to bed. See you the next time I do. Boo-hoo. Alright guys, well, welcome to whatever fucking day it is. So, enough dicking around. I'm gonna get under there, get those fucking lines dealt with, and get the fucking tanks installed. We're ready to rock. I think first though, I got some fucking cleaning to do under here. Holy shit. Alright, fuel installation time. Just keep in mind, one of these, the supply line has a bigger fucking bore than the return, obviously, since it's got a feed. So gotta make sure you don't fuck those up. So I'm gonna measure up just enough line to get from this fitting to the lines, which are just behind this cross member right here. You can't see that, but that's what I want to do. So I'm gonna get from there, measure a little bit more than what I need. So just cut it off, whatever I don't need. Okay. By the way, I am using stainless hose clamps to hold these babies on there. So let's feed that through there. Oh, come on now. There we go. Okay. This is the main line. So let's get that. Move this wiring harness out of the way. Apologize for the fan in the background. It's 95 with a whole shitload of humidity. Ah, sweat. Fuck's sakes. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a battle, ain't ya? Come on, baby, please don't fight me. Oh, well, okay, that's easier. That's fine. Come on, get up in there. God, there's just fucking dust all over this thing, I tell you. So, alright. That's over that nipple there. We're going to take our locking dealio there, and it points down away. Oops, yep, dropped it. That's fine. You don't even need to fucking clip this shit on, except when you do. Nope. That should maybe. Oh. Okay. Man, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck this back under here. Nice. Okay. So that's in. So now what we're gonna do here, get the plate over here, I'm gonna attach that to that guy right there. Oh, this is gonna be a challenge. Okay, so probably should do, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually get the return line hooked up since it's tucked in behind the source. Off of that. Okay. And that's held in place as well. Awesome. I want to get these real fucking tight since it doesn't have the lip to fucking seal off and bite on. God, that fucking front tank hose tubing still dripping. Good. Alright. So that's in. The ideal thing is to cut your fucking fingers off when you're doing this. Fucking cherry. Zap these fuckers on. Come on, you fucker. Beautiful. Not ideal, but it will fucking work. Diesel. Fuck. It's gotta happen at least once per day, right? I mean, if you ain't spilling fucking diesel fuel all over you all the time, what are you even doing with your life? Fuck. Well, what I gotta do now is make the lines for the back tank. I gotta do some shit off camera and do some prep work, but I shall return, and I think our next move is to dial that cocksucker, the back tank, right into there, get that set up and ready to rock, and then I think we'll be right and ready to finish up the lines on the front here. So you know how I said I was gonna video installing the back tank? Yeah, I lied. I'm sorry. It was just a bunch of monotonous work, nothing but swearing and grunting and groaning and getting pissed off. But you know, that's the fucking way she goes. So all that's left to do now is I'm gonna dial in the fucking lines from the back tank and attach those to the stainless lines, and then we got to throw this big cocksucker in there. So a little bit of a trick I've discovered is if you bust off one of these clips here, which I ended up doing, only one though, so we got nice success right there. You just zip tie that in there like that, and it holds it on there just fucking fine. So off camera, I'm gonna throw the lines from the back tank onto there, but I'll actually video getting this guy thrown in. That's gonna be real fun. I'm dreading this the most, and it's gonna involve a lot of fucking swearing. Just had a little bit of a smoke break and a little bit of a drinky poo. I'm feeling pretty fucking good right now. So hopefully I don't fuck up a whole bunch of dumb shit. And yeah, let's get her going. Oh, and before I forget, you know, being a little bit sauced and what such, when you're installing the ring on any of the steel fuel tanks here, you want to make sure you lock the ring into the detent right here. Otherwise this guy, the fuel sending unit, won't be properly sealed. And once you dial that into the truck there, well, long story short, you're fixing to have a bad time. So make sure you do that. Just a little helpful tip. Not a temp. Tip. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Fuck. A little too drunk. Well, not too drunk to do work, but a little bit too drunk to say the proper fucking words and shit. Alright, let's get at her. Oh my fuck. Now, all you gotta do, remember exactly how the fuck this all went in here. Holy shit. Yeah, there goes light. That's fine. I don't even need a light. Yeah, this ain't fucking sketchy at all. This whole setup being held up by a fucking 2x4. Yeah. You gonna fall on my fucking head? No? Okay. Holy shit, this is sketchy. Yep. Woo! Welcome to the struggle, boss. Ah, fuck. Yep, there it goes. Fuck! Does that even go like that? No. So it would appear I had it right the first time. Fuck! Okay, maybe I fucked up. I think this is actually supposed to go back a lot further. This is way fucking off. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Oh, shit. And I'm totally gonna get fuel dripped all over me. That's fine. Ow. God, this thing pinches my fucking fingers every single time, I tell you. Jesus, sweet fucking Christ, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, I just fucking cut my finger. That's cool. Fucking, my fucking patience is just about to fuck right off. Fuck. Oh. There are people that literally do this for a living. Done. Yep, I was sitting on a pry bar the whole time. That's fine. It's a good thing I'm not sober. Fuck! Get on there, cunt. Jesus, fuck. Alright, well, those are on. I mean, that wasn't even that painful. I only swore 14,000 fucking goddamn times. What are you doing there? Fuck off. Alright, well, I guess it's strap time. So, I guess we have to figure out whether or not to put the fucking tank in the right place. I probably didn't. That's fine. God, who even fucking came up with this shit? In there. Okay. Yep, that's a fucking 2x4 on my face. Oh, this is gonna suck. Oh, this is gonna suck a lot. Oh my Christ. You please just do what I want you to do? Holy fuck. Holy shit. Maybe it was a mistake to get drunk before this. Who knows? Fuck. Okay, I might have to jack this up. I feel like this ain't supposed to be this difficult. Is that how this went on? Because I honestly don't see any other way for this to fucking go on. Alright, well, that was like 40 minutes straight of nothing but struggle. So, I was trying to put this right there, and she wasn't fucking working until I went back and reviewed some fucking pictures that I had taken prior, which always take pictures of your shit. You will thank yourself later. And on this end, we also got that installated too. She's nice and solid. I scratched the ever-living fuck out of all that paint that I carefully applied. Oh, that was shit. Alright, well, I'm gonna get this fucking skid plate on here. I'm gonna pack it up for the night, and the fucking fuel lines up under there, well, they're installed and they're ready to rock and roll. Everything else is installed. And to be honest, I kinda just want to get this thing fucking done tonight. I ain't gonna fire it up yet. It is 11 p.m. but she'll be ready to rock by tomorrow, and hope to see you then. Well, boys, it's official. We're in the end zone. Everything's installed. At least under there it's all installed. So all it's left to do, get up under here, take a poke at that there fuel filter, change that out. I'll show you how to do that. And then I think we're ready to fire this pig. I think first I better clean up a whole bunch of shit in here before we get her all dialed out of here. Got a bunch of fucking greasy old garbage to fucking get out of here. This old gal, she was my personal dumpster for the last month and a half. Got voltage check the batteries. They've been unhooked but sitting around for this whole entire fucking time. So if I need to, put them on battery life support and we'll fucking crank her over. Alright, so I got you set up on top of that old air cleaner here. And this is what we're dealing with here. So what we're gonna do, ideally, is to spin off this prick. And I got a piss jug that I cut in half to catch all the fuel that may or may not drip out of here. Now, you're supposed to be able to just crank this thing off by finger tightness, but sometimes that don't work, so you got to get yourself the oil wrench pliers, oil filter wrench pliers things. It's hard to English sometimes. Might have to come in at a really weird angle. Hopefully I don't knock out my AC line in the process. Just gonna spin the whole thing off of there. Oh yeah. Yep, she toy. Come on, girl. Oh, yeah. Well, at least it's not fucking rusted on. That's a relief. Let's get this thing ready to catch anything that falls out of her. This thing's probably empty because it ran dry as it was coming into here. Yeah, nothing's coming out yet. Yep, and there she goes. Yep, not a fucking drop. Oh, well, no, she's about half full. Now, let's see if we can get the light up in there. Yeah, she's about half full. Ooh, she don't look happy. Oh, hang on, let me get some fucking footage of what's inside there. Piss jug, engaged. The top half of it doesn't look too terribly bad. But that's the top half. Oh yeah. Well, the good thing is that the top part here, where the threads begin to engage, is not rusty. That's very good. She's a little bit yellowed on the fuel, but I'm going to chalk that up to, you know, normal use. But that makes me happy. Of course, we won't really know what's in here till we pull off the fucking sediment bowl, so get on that right here. So let's see what we got going on the bottom. Hopefully I can get this off with my hands. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright. Ooh, a little bit of junk in there. Ain't the worst I've ever seen. I mean, it's not fucking perfect. See, that's how you, on the two-piece Motorcraft filter, that's how you tell what the fuck's going on. So, alright, well, I'm going to get some brake clean, and I'm just going to dust that off. So, we are using, again, I'm going to wipe my hands on my pants here. We're using a Motorcraft 3375. This is the two-piece filter. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this off, make sure the O-ring's nice and clean, and then we'll slap this bad boy back together. Alright, now that's somewhat presentable, I'm going to go ahead and blow this off with some with the air compressor real quick. Now, one thing to note real quick, this here is what you spend. Of course, it's sitting on the filter like this, upside down, but looking at it this way, you would rotate this counterclockwise if you have any water going on in your fuel bowl. And this guy right here, you want to keep it nice and clean, because this is the electrode that tells your HUD that, you know, you got water in your fuel. So if you got the water in your fuel, which is usually right underneath the wait to start light, you know this is you got something going on here. So you just crack this valve here, drain your water, and then you get some cranks, and then you should be right and ready to rock. This guy right here, the round one, again, this is for the two-piece fuel filter. This goes on the bottom end, which you will screw on just like that. And this guy goes on the top part, I believe, like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to oil up that O-ring. You got to put oil on your O-rings and your seals, otherwise it won't seal properly. So I'm just going to take a little dab. Any oil will do. I got this Lucas gear oil on hand, so you know, just going to use that for this purpose. You just want to get her nice and lubed up. Put that on the separator there. And I'm actually going to take my gloves off because I don't want to get fucking oil all over my new filter. And we just screw it on just like that. Just hand tight. You don't want to over tighten this shit. You don't want to Hercules the fuck out of this thing, because you want to do this for the next guy, because the next guy is probably going to be you. So hand tight, she's good to go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put the O-ring on. And again, we're going to get some oil on her. There's a little bit, you don't need a whole fuckload. Let's get her worked into it. I have seen guys use diesel fuel in the past to lubricate their O-ring. I don't think there's anything actually wrong with that. But I prefer doing this shit the old-fashioned way, because the old-fashioned way, well, it fucking works. Alright, so now that we got the O-ring in place, what I'm going to do is just going to pour some fuel into the filter here, make sure she's primed up and ready to go. Add just a little bit more. Alright, pour as much as you can in and just let it settle out. I think that is just about perfect. Alright. Cool. Another thing I learned we need to do while we're in here, oh, there we go, is this guy right here. We're just going to give it a little bit of a wipe down, make sure there's no crap up on it. It's actually pretty clean, that's impressive. Awesome. We're just going to make sure that none of the filter rubber got rubbed off on the top of the filter canister there. She's looking really clean, and now we're ready to install her filter. Okay, I'm going to tuck the sensor line out of the way there. I am also going to preemptively put down some fucking shop towels on top of the valve cover here, because guess what happens when you leak fuel down into here? It goes right on top of your fucking exhaust manifolds. That's a good time. That's something you definitely want. So now we're going to spin this thing on counterclockwise as we're looking up from it. Of course, as you're looking down, it's going to be spinning on clockwise, which is of course tightening it. Okay, get her tightened on. And I'm going to give you a better angle, slightly better angle here. Okay. Now we want to go hand tight, just hand tight, nothing more than that. Alright. You also don't want to go too loose, because then she'll suck air, and that's kind of not good. Ugh, okay. And that's about all the farther you want to go with her. So now we got our fuel filter changed out. Whoops, better plug our water and fuel sensor in. Where is that? That's right there. Great. So now that'll tell us if there's any water and fuel. Didn't even spill a drop. That's impressive even by my standards. Man. Alright, well, let's get some fuel rocketed into the old fuel tanks back there. And I think we're ready to fucking fire. Guess what time it is? Oh yeah. It's that time. Well, we got her all dialed together. Get this shit off of here before I forget. Alright, now an important thing to know is that since these lines are new, they're going to have a whole bunch of air in them. And also it's got air between the lift pump, the filter, and everywhere in between. The filter's got fuel in it, obviously, since we primed it, but that's the exception, not the rule. So if you're doing this with your 7.3 and you're not familiar with this process, you're going to be firing it up. It'll crank over, but she ain't going to like it. She ain't going to be happy. She's going to be spitting and sputtering, and she might shut off on you a couple of times. Don't worry, that's normal. Don't be worried if you hear noises that, you know, you don't normally hear. That's just the system bleeding all the air out and getting regular fuel up into her. And I changed out from the Coveys to fucking blue jeans. That's how you know shit's getting serious. Whew, man, I've been waiting for this for a while. You guys ready for the smoke show? Didn't even smoke that bad. Fuck yeah. She's a little bit smoky. She ain't that bad. Oh, turn the lights on here. Send it. Fuck yeah. Alright, that was the front tank. Let's see what the back tank does. Yeah, she's about a quarter. Yeah, she's sputtering a little bit. Got to get that air out of the lines. Idle her up a little bit. Oh, she runs fucking cherry. Let's see, how much was in the front? Ooh, not that much. It's more in the rear. Yeah, she's still got a little bit of air in her. It's a little bit smoky. I don't know if you can see it, but not nearly as smoky as I fucking thought it was going to be. Man. Alright, well, I'm going to shut her off. I'm going to get the fucking fan running. Get all these fucking carbon monoxide fumes out of here. Holy shit. gonna go ahead and do a 0 to 60 here. And there's 60. Come on. There's 70. Fucking man. I mean, don't get me wrong, she ain't a fucking rocket ship by any stretch of the imagination, but she still fucking dials just as man. Well, guys, gals, it's the fucking end of our journey. The old fucking F2 shitty. I shouldn't call her F2 shitty. She ain't too bad. She have a little bit of fucking Bondo shit going on over here, but, you know, that's not a big deal. This truck actually has quite an interesting and colorful history. I got this thing in Nebraska from a Ford dealership, and not some fucking mom and pop hole in the wall shop like I'm used to normally going to. Farmer in Nebraska actually ended up buying this thing brand new off the lot. This is a one owner truck, well, at least it was till I got her, and she was actually not a farm truck like I was led to believe at first. It actually was a camper wagon, which you can see these guys right here, and there was a piece of square stock that came out from under the frame over there, and you would bolt the camper, the bed camper, chain it up there and to the top of there, and obviously we'd go over there. I've never been a big fan of truck bed campers, but that's what this guy used it for. Fun fact, this guy was a World War II vet, and he used this old gal to travel all across the United States. This thing's been coast to coast, and he pretty much took care of it as good as he possibly could, because everything underneath the hood and everything like butthole to brisket is all factory forged shit, which is actually really fucking good. And she was in pretty good shape up until, well, that happened. Oh god, that physically causes me pain in my loins every time I fucking see that. God, what a loss. But anyway, yeah, this thing wasn't used as a farm truck. It was actually, oh yeah, we're right next to the fucking gun range, by the way. I just wanted to have a nice quiet place to fucking do this shit, but I forgot there's a range nearby. No big deal. But yeah, she's a good gal. It's been a camper truck her whole life. The bed is actually in fucking really good shape. I think this is an aftermarket liner. I don't know 100% for sure. And yeah, you can see another chain where it was used to also hold down the camper. Other than that, she's pretty fucking mint. She does have some more issues, like this window, the tint's bubbling off. The paint's starting to fade away right here. It's got a little bit of bubbling going on. I need to address that. What else? Oh yeah, the old automagical fucking Bruce Jenner. She's on her last leg. She's not doing too fucking good. So what she'll do is when she shifts really fucking hard into second gear, and then she shifts into third gear just fine at 30 miles an hour roughly, and then at 35 miles an hour it shifts into overdrive. So you're going 35, 40 miles an hour and the engine's just fucking chugging away at like 900 RPMs. You can almost feel every single revolution of the engine as you're like putting a load on it.
unless you like stomp the pedal all the way down so that the throttle position sensor tells the trans to go down a gear, and then, you know, you're putting her in the revs. This thing's got a nasty exhaust leak, which is cool because it makes it sound fucking badass, but it's bad because if you're going through a residential neighborhood and this thing's chugging away at fucking 900 RPMs. And keep in mind, this is a fucking normally aspirated engine. There's no turbo on it to help it out, so she just chugs and chugs and chugs. So yeah, that's one thing. I gotta get the fucking trans figured out. Yeah, the paint's just starting to come off in a few different areas. I recently redid all of the I pretty much redid the whole goddamn front end, what with wheel bearings, all new U-joints. I rebuilt the diff. I'm gonna get these automagical hubs replaced with worn lockers probably. We'll see what happens to that. I want to get this thing winterized before it's too fucking late. To be perfectly honest, I kind of want to just yank this whole entire cab and get a like a cab off of a half-ton and drop it in on here. I want to replace on the fucking auto trans with a ZF5. That's getting really hard to find though. It's really easy to find the E4ODs with the attached four-wheel drive transfer case, but it's getting really fucking difficult to find the 5 speeds with the lever action, you know what I mean? Especially with the transfer case installed and in good condition. I am gonna look at a 1-ton over in a next county. Over in a small town, a guy's got a single cab 1-ton with a 5-speed, and it's 4-wheel drive, so he's offering it for what I believe to be a very reasonable price. So we'll see if I can do a partial trade-in with like a gun or some ammo or some shit. Under the hood, she is mostly stock. Not a whole lot going on in here that I need to change. I do need to fix up on the high idle circuit. I have that unplugged right now because it sticks. Sometimes it intermittently sticks in high idle constantly, and I can't like fucking shut it off unless I pull this plug. And it sometimes does it when it's like more than up to temp. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's a sensor or what. These stupid fucking injector caps for the return lines on the tops of the injectors here, those are going to need a replacing on like they do routinely. That's one of the bad things about the 7.3 is those stupid fucking return caps on the injectors. They go bad. The O-rings start drying up and cracking, and you got to replace on them. I mean, the kit to do them is only 40 bucks at Napa, but that's 40 bucks I'd like to not spend, and that's time that I would not like to invest in, you know, pulling off the fucking air cleaner and just fiddle fucking all of the high pressure lines off, and then having to put new caps on, and then I gotta replace all the fucking hoses, and it's just a pain in the ass. I'd just rather not have to deal with that, but I'm gonna have to deal with it at some point. Again, I'm probably gonna have to do that before winter rolls around because reasons. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it worth a fuck, but number 8, I think, is number 8. It might be number 7, but that guy in the far backside is weeping a little bit, and she's causing her to have hard starts. Might gonna need a new hood liner here in short order. I might get one of those on order here not too long. We'll see. Still has the jack and the fucking tire iron over there. That's impressive. And you know we're dealing with a fucking Midwest farmer dude because put in the fucking screen door mesh in there. The fucking keep bugs and shit out of the rad. And one, I think the only aftermarket install he did on this thing was this electric fan to keep the temps down. I'm guessing since he was pulling a fucking camper and shit, when it got under load up hills and stuff, she was probably getting a little bit hot. But I don't mind. During the winter, I gotta shut it off. Well, where's the solenoid? Yeah, there it is. There's a little rheostat right there. You just shut that off during the winter time, so she'll actually build some heat in her. But other than that, she's pretty much fucking mint. And checked the fucking oil not too long ago. She's holding oil, at least as good as a 7.3 can hold oil. We get it, you're rich. Quit firing fucking shot after shot. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, this thing's running fucking cherry, and definitely better than when I started, tell you that much. So that means what we did for the last month and a half is definitely worked. Happy as fuck about that. And you'll definitely be seeing more of this old girl on the fucking channel here. Anyway, I ain't going nowhere, and I'm gonna continue doing the content that I do. I got a couple more shooting videos to do, probably a review or two of some other stupid shit. So keep your eye out for that. Keep your dick wet and your shit pipe tight. I'm gonna dial this thing back home, and I'm gonna edit the fuck out of this video. I actually am looking forward to that because I got like a shitload of footage to dial through, but we'll get through her, and I'll try to give you the best quality of video that I can, which is going to be pretty shit, but hey, all my shit's shit. Fucking see you later.